Well, I think it's going to be absolutely wonderful to be back in the theatre. I honestly believe there is nothing better than live theatre. I think from a performer's point of view and also from an audience point of view, just to have that buzz and that atmosphere of going to a theatre and all coming together to enjoy something that we've created and you've come to enjoy. I honestly don't think there is anything better than going to see live theatre. So I can't wait to get back. Yes, I've been very concerned. I think anyone that's involved in the theatre has been very concerned over the past sort of 18 months about the impact of COVID. And it's not only about the theatres themselves, but it's also everyone that's involved in the theatres. And I'm not just talking about us as performers, but it's the incredible team that put together the shows. From the costumes to the wig makers, the guys that operate all the spotlights, and everyone that shifts things around backstage to make that magic happen. And I think it was at times when the theatres were dark that you suddenly thought about all those people and how they were going to survive. And so, yes, it has been an incredibly worrying time, and it's just a huge sigh of relief that we have finally got back to where we should be and where we all belong. So thank heavens that we are back to where we are, because all those people can come back and do a brilliant job that they've always done. And as actors, we rely so much on those. So thank you for coming back, theatre. We love you. Right, I think for me, probably my favourite highlight of my career has been about 5-6 years ago when I first got to play Panto Dame. I had desperately wanted to play Dame for many years, and I'd done several pantomimes, and prior to playing Dame, I'd played 6 years of being Cinderella's ugly sister. And I was quite honestly getting a bit tired of shouting Cinderella every Christmas season. I love Cinderella, don't get me wrong, it's brilliant fun. But to finally get to step up and be able to play Dame was just a magical thing for me. And I played Widow Twankey in Aladdin, in Potter's Bar, and it was just a glorious panto season. And it has to be a highlight for me because I love playing Dame. It's such fun. You can just mess about on stage, and it's brilliant. And so to finally get the chance to play Dame was just wonderful.
And did playing Dame live up to your expectations?
Absolutely. Honestly, I can't put into words really how I felt when I just got to go out there. It's quite frightening when you go out solo, having been stuck with an ugly sister for 6 years, to go out solo and do that opening monologue on your own and hope that people like you. But it's amazing when you hear that laughter coming back to you and that sort of confirmation that you're doing all right. It was brilliant, and I love it every year that I come back to do Dame. It never diminishes. That feeling is always there, that buzz and that excitement. And yes, I love playing Dame.
So how far apart was it between performing there and performing at the Embassy for Aladdin?
Well, for a start, the Embassy is huge, isn't it? You're like playing, when I think of when I played Twanky for you guys, my first entrance is coming down a flight of stairs at the side of the stage, and when I'd come through the curtain and you kind of just looked out in this vast auditorium full of people, and you're just like, my God, this is. I don't think, in all honesty, well, I certainly haven't done a panto in such a big space as the Embassy, in such a big auditorium. I've done other things that other tours, but it's incredible. I mean, you can't really compare the two for that reason. I think they are, because obviously Williott's is, I don't know how many seats, but it's not intimate, but it's a more intimate space. So yeah, the Embassy was just crazy. And just remember, I think it was our first show, a school show, all the children, just always scared kids. And you're like, wow, if you can survive that, you can survive anything. It was crazy, absolutely crazy. Right, now I've picked someone that probably a lot of people won't have heard of, but she actually, I think, is such an inspiration as a performer. It's an American musical theatre actress called Sutton Foster. Now, she first became to the fore about 20 years ago on Broadway, playing the lead character in Thoroughly Modern Millie. And I listened to the soundtrack. I wasn't lucky enough to go over to Broadway and see her, but I listened to the soundtrack and just fell in love with her voice and her energy in her voice and the way she portrayed the character through song. And I was recently she has been performing in London and the West End in one of my all-time favourite musicals, Anything Goes, and she's the female lead in it, Reno Sweeney, who I love this character. I just love her. She's everything that if I was a female performer, I would love to be this role. And to see Sutton Foster play this part, honestly, she can sing, she can dance, she can act comedy like nobody's business. She's just a powerhouse. I think she is absolutely stunning. And I feel so lucky that I went to see the show twice because it was on for a very short period, and I just thought it's probably a one in a lifetime chance to actually see this lady perform. And I just fell in love with her both times, and I just thought she's an incredible performer, and I would love to work with her. But sadly, I don't think my tap dancing or my dancing ability is quite up to her standard. But yeah, she's incredible and such an inspiration. I just think she's amazing.